facing the rising sun of a new day begun.
We begin tonight with uplifted voices committed to justice and nonviolent struggle. That's how Martin Luther King Jr. was honored this morning in the annual breakfast at the Roxbury YMCA. The event helped support the Y's programs, but it was also a time for leaders to gather and express thoughts on King's legacy.
Justice is still a mountain we've got to climb. So the Kings still represent a beacon that should be lighting our way, and we need to recommit to that vision of a more humane, more compassionate world, a more just world that they represented.
We don't just define Dr. King by one speech, that we winnow his legacy down to sound bites from one speech, or that we define him only as a pastor and a champion for nonviolent protest, all of which is true. But Dr. King was a radical. He was against the Vietnam War. He said that he realized the three greatest evils are, racism, poverty, and war. And all of those things right now, we are still having to work with great vigilance to eradicate.
The dream is one that speaks to economic equality, racial equality, and understanding that at the end of the day, we are our brothers and sisters keepers that live in a global society. And we have to really embrace that and really stop all of the noise and the nonsense and just gather around our communities and do what's right for the furtherance of this society, this country, and the globe.
He always taught that you use your voices of logic and not the ignorance of destruction. If you want to make a point, people will listen to you, peaceful protests. But others that use the ignorance of destruction, that's all people remember is destruction. So pride, commitment, honor, not being afraid to talk about God, he's a reverend, guidance, and forgiveness. Know the backstory. And above all, if you want change, be the change.
Today's a very important day in that it honors a man that sacrificed so much so that everyone would have an opportunity. We are coming together to be reminded that the work is still not yet completed. And we are here to be invigorated by our speaker, speaking about the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who was an archetype of leadership and a man of nonviolence.